Shalom, shalom, Yasharala, Hebrew Israelites of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Once again, prophets out of downfall Babylon the Great. First things first, head to the east. You know, praise glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Rakakadash. Honey on Hebrew tongue, correct name for the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And shalom to you, sister, brothers, labor is true. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. Hey, we come to you to talk to today about, this the temperature, what's going on right now. Esau going back to the drawing board, trying to figure out, how he gonna hit y'all surrounding, a little angle he want to come with. They got a lot of stuff going on, and basically on the eve of Jacob's trouble. Esau is looking back on figuring out how he's going to attack Yasharala. We just talking about it when we started Kevin Day. Like, he got all this little data up. He done did his sifting. He know who's gonna comply. He know who's not gonna comply. So he knows where to send his resources at. So at this time, we should be locked in on this truth, because this time, hey, the devil about to come in hard. He got to come in real hard. He ain't gonna play no games. He got about a short time. He got to get his, global reset going. And when I look around, it's like the scriptures say, a lot of your Yasharala, your Jakes, they think it's over with. They got the little slab lines going, little cars out, little barbecues going, it's heating up, feeling good. And we're gonna say, hey, a lot of Jason will be taken unawares, man. This thing is gonna hit them suddenly, because really they shouldn't be in that spirit. Like this devil, he's playing them, man. He gonna ease up so he can jump on you later, and that's that goes to them snares and traps he's laying. And this is gonna be a great trap he's laying for Jake right now. By easing up, Jake think they done won some, defeated it, and lo and behold, he gonna come real hard. And if you're around a bug out, and ain't got the cover of your house by your shop, hey, it's gonna be real bad at that time. I would not want to be around a 230 at this time, because they got the sense of security right now. They're in a security blanket. They think everything is gonna be okay. Beat your door, going back to normal, and bam, it's gonna hit them. And they ain't mentally prepared for that. It's gonna catch them off guard. They basically gonna be like this. And what they're gonna do, they're gonna attack other Jake. Jake gonna attack Jake, man. The curse is gonna hit big time, because they don't have any hope, any salvation. They ain't got nothing to turn to. They have no cover, no oil, and they put their trust in Egypt. And Egypt about to straight, hey, blast him in the back.
Just real quick, y'all brothers heard about that the doomsday clock. Even these top elites, all right, they got a thing called the doomsday clock, where basically, it's the time to midnight, they say, which midnight is referring to the doom that's to come, the doomsday or whatever, the end or whatever it means. But yeah, the destruction, even the top elites, Esau, that's why he's saying there's less than 2 minutes, 100 seconds or 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes till that clock strikes midnight, that destruction comes. So.
And that's spiritual right there, man, because that's it's basically like this truth. You got to what? Like you just said, midnight, to get in the house of David, to get this covering, to get this understanding. Because if you ain't got it when it hit, because once they hit, the internet gonna be shut off. They're gonna cut off all communication, man. They're gonna probably use it like an EMP strike. Gonna be no communication. Yup. So once they strike, ain't gonna be no, let me click on YouTube, see what they talking about. Let me go hit the highway ahead, find the brothers. Nah, man, you're gonna be stuck with whatever knowledge you got. That's why at this time we got liberty. You should be eating up this truth, like, hey, your life does depend on it. Really, it does. So that's what you should be doing, because we like I just said, we right here at the eve of destruction. That's why when you watch that Super Bowl party they had on the Super Bowl, it read on the headline, "The Eve of Dark," because we're on the eve of destruction. The days of evil that's coming up.
Hey, I know that those things that they were dancing on, those little crates, those are symbolic for those concentration camps.
Yep. The FEMA camps. They showed you that. Yeah. They flexed that. That's it. And they had a commercial for the Schwarzenegger where he cut all the lights out. Yep. We was like, Zoo, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna put you in the dark. Like a blackout. They got the night vision. They gonna come in, and the ones that didn't comply with that, the scenario, they're gonna be, hey, kicking your door in, like calling you a tango. You got multiple tangos, lay them down.
Real quick, I get this back that where's he outside? And that's why the Lord tell him, back then, but how much more in this time? John chapter 9, verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it's day. The night cometh when no man can work. So, as us brothers, highways and byways, servants, out here doing the work while we can, while we have the ability to. Before, Esau really packed down and start shutting shit down, And just like I say, the night cometh. What's that night referring to? The destruction. All right, the bad times.
That's like getting in line for a product that's gonna be vital for our survival. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get to this truth, man. Get in line, basically get in line for this truth, and then by the time you get cut off, it's gonna be too late for you. That's what you got some things that's gonna come in at the last minute. Some of them gonna be saved, most likely it's gonna be too late for you.
11 hours, like it's 12 hours over with.
Yeah.
The door's closed.
And these brothers are already in. Brothers and sisters are already in. That's why the scripture said, "Hold fast to that which thou hast." All right. So if you're already hearing this word, hey, don't, Lord willing, we ain't gonna go back into the world,
Just like those the 5 wine virgins, the virgin that basically wasn't prepared to get that oil, and they try to turn around and ask the other virgin for the oil. They're like, no, you gotta get your own. So that's what you gotta hold fast to what you have, because you're gonna have some people that's gonna come to you and it's like, hey, people else, people let me know what's going on. We ain't gonna have time for that about time today. They're the truck.
Yeah, the warning done went out. Yeah. So this gonna calculate Jeremiah 30:7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of. He represents the hopeful elect. The hopeful elect gonna make you do Jacob's trouble. The chaos gonna be like the purge. Those things that is coming up. But it's gonna be like no other. It's gonna be worse than 70 AD. We got ransacked and thrown out our kingdom. It's gonna be worse than where we're standing right now. The 1920s, Black Wall Street got blew up. It's gonna be like that, but like 100 times, worse. Now technology's at its peak. This devil got robot soldiers, cruise missiles, radio frequency weapons, direct energy weapons, super soldiers. So it's gonna be like the scriptures say, it's gonna be something that you ain't never seen before. Because Esau now has things that was not created in the ancient days. So it's gonna be way worse. And plus you got people that's in a level of comfort that they like the greatest comfort they ever been in. They wasn't like that back in the ancient days or the 1920s. You still had to go get certain things and research. Now these people got everything at their fingertips. You can lay at home and get DoorDash your food. You can lay up like they got washing machines down there washing clothes for you. Little robots that vacuum for you. What they call them, our robot. Like everybody's real lazy.
Microwave. You don't even got to stand over the stove and cook no more. You don't even got to light a fire on the grill.
Esau basically made everybody, dependent on him and his technology. And when you become dependent on something and then it's removed from you, then people they ain't gonna know how to act. And that's part of these devil's plan agendas to remove everything and say, hey, you gotta take this in order to get all this back.
And all the products that help you rock yourself to sleep and not be an alert. So that's 1 Peter 5:8, where it says be sober, be vigilant, because the devil, your adversary, will go online walking around and make the power. So you got all of these technologies, just like I keep saying, like you got the vacuum cleaner, like, oh, I ain't gotta clean up no more. Well, I guess I can go to sleep. That's spot on, man. All right.
Okay. Just trying to make sure I wasn't ruining the shot.
No, just bringing up the words.
Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah, so like I said right there, man, hey, Esau technology's at a peak, man, and everybody using it for comfort. In a minute, because Esau weaponized everything. In a minute, he gonna bring out the weapons, man. You thought, your little vacuum cleaner, your little Siri on your phone, your little robot, AI gonna kick in.
Yeah.
AI gonna deploy them drones, them robot troops. They're gonna get deployed, and they're gonna come right to your address, right where you at, and they're gonna scan you. If you ain't got that stuff in you, hey, you enemy of the state.
Yeah, all they gotta do is ask Siri. Or what's the other one for Android? Ask Siri where everybody at. What's that other name for Android? I forgot her name.
Alexa.
Alexa. Yeah, Alexa.
Yeah. You got that in your house. Esau in your house. Right. So you record. You got the Xbox One going.
Yeah.
He listening to you. Smart TVs. He watch you. That's a camera in your house.
Right. Even if you got Google, you got that Hey Google.
Yeah. God. So Esau gonna use all those things to attack the people. Cause he has to now. Hey, he has to call in the people. Cause first they said, like Bill Gates said, we're overpopulated. So first you got to knock off a lot of numbers. They don't need everybody like that. They just need a few now. Because we're going into what they call the fourth industrial revolution, which is like the information age. That's the age we're heading into. And you know, Esau don't need all these jakes, man. He call them useless eaters. He only need a couple. So with that being said, I got a precept. This is Psalms 37:12. The wicked plotted against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. You know, when you talk about this teeth, when you put something in your mouth and you mash it with your teeth, that's to devour, that's to destroy. You know, that's why in the ancient days, y'all say I got about 12 men, they armed to the teeth. You know, they got swords, you know, they got crossbows, you know, so that's basically going to Esau's military, his sword right there. And it says, like the thing says, he plotted against the just. Who represents the just? That's Yasharala, and specifically the hopeful elect. That's who he's looking to take it out, because we got Yahweh Shah in our spirits. So he's looking to take us out to stop Yahweh Shah's coming. He's trying to stop that marriage. That's what Esau's trying to do, and he's not going to stop that. But he's going to be able to get his hands on the 2/3. He's going to get those. And he's the bloody man. He's going to delight in devouring them. And they're going to get a kick out of that. You know?
Quick one. This is Daniel 12:1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never were since as a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Well, it says at that time of Jacob's trouble, man, the time of destruction, that time on the day of the Lord. It says the time where, hey, it's gonna get so bad out here that Michael got to stand up and bring that spiritual power to certain individuals, and just have certain angelic beings come down here helping and to protect the brothers and those who believe on Yahweh Hashem Shah. It says there was a time of trouble that's never before seen as a nation, man. That's that Jacob's trouble, as the brother brought out in Jeremiah 30:7, man. It says those who be saved will be those of the elect, man. Those who that numerous multitude, those who stood stiffly for the Lord, who soon to be crowned with those crowns and those palms as Edgar seen in his vision. You got it out.
I like that, because that's like that should be like a faith booster precept right there. He said, he said he's gonna send the archangel, you know, one of the chief angels, to send, you know, chariots out to protect the hopeful elect. So that should let you know, that should boost your faith. You know, Yahshua Day, Yahweh Shah can protect his people, man. We ain't got nothing to fear like these other people do that ain't got the government of Yahweh Shah. Like, we'll be all right. We're going to be taken care of, man. Put your faith in Yahweh Shah, your trust, and get this testimony on you, and watch our power work.
I got a quick one right here, man, just to back you up on how we going to get saved, man. This is a precept off the comic boy, Sajak Ben Yahweh Kawada. This is Micah chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. All right, so that's how about you, Yahweh say, woe unto them, woe unto Esau Edom that devise evil, okay, upon their bed. Because they're the ones that setting up all the iniquity. They the ones that setting up this mandate. You know, they the ones that set up all of this, right? And it says in verse 2, and he says, and they convey fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. All right, so all of these things is taking place, but how about the Yahushua is going to save them? All right, and it says, verse 2, and it said, therefore thus says the Lord, Yahweh about the Yahushua, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, for which ye shall not remove your neck, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. And in that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation, say, we be utterly spoiled. He has changed the portion of my people. How has he moved it from me? Turning away, he has divided our field. Therefore, thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by a lot in the congregation of the Lord.
I got one real quick. Job chapter 21, verse 30. This is what Jake got to remember too, because when the Lord, start turning it up, it's called Jacob's trouble for a reason, because he will start at his sanctuary first. But Job chapter 21, verse 30 says that the wicked is reserved. All right, the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. It's like in the time of now, as you say, he is not in trouble like other men, whatnot. Hey, he saw these nations, the way the Lord set up, they basically get a pass, they get to enjoy it. So this devil's system, all right, while the righteous, the Israelites are on the bottom suffering, and hey, for all that gonna turn, when the kingdom is established, it's gonna be back in righteousness. But the wicked, all these wicked, the wicked, they don't do wickedly, that join hand in hand. Hey, they got their judgment coming, be it a mercy, be it missiles. And those who survive, that they gonna get put in slavery.
Yeah, and they said, well, Jake got it's about to, like Ox said, it's about to turn up. They about to start sifting out and getting the ones that got the testimony of how shop. Questioning us. They're gonna probably put us in detention centers, FEMA camps. Trying to get us to denounce you how shop. And that's probably gonna put your head in the guillotine. Like, do it now or else. That's the things we're about to be facing. Like, this devil's about to intensify like nobody's business. It's not gonna be a light thing. Like, people thought that they think we went through first with something. Wait till the second time. You see, people that went with the first scenario, they're not gonna care about you getting cast and things. They're gonna be like, that's a good thing. He wouldn't do, he wouldn't comply. He's the problem. So we're gonna be outcast in a minute. Anybody that comply with that scenario.
And how you know how wicked this place is you can have your everyday YouTuber or voice or somebody talking some shit, and everybody's like, oh, they talking so deep, they yada yada, but then you got the prophets, the brothers on the highways and byways prophesying the words, Yahweh from outside, the truth, and hey, they ain't like it's fan in hand, walk on by, snob.
They always make recording our pages, all kinds of stuff, and they preaching hate speech. Yeah, we preaching hate speech, and they they I got a quick one right here. Just going back to Esau. This is Psalm. This is Psalm chapter 55, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. He said, he had delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. The Most High shall hear and afflict him, even he that abideth of old shall not. That's talking about Esau is wicked, right? And it says he has put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him, and he has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but warm was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yes, with a drawn sword. Right?
And ever since the time, when these devils come back out of that pit, hey, that's the sword and that deception is what the Lord gives you. All right, and at the end of the day, Esau, is just doing the work of the Lord, on the left hand side. And unless you have that spirit, unless the Lord has opened your eyes, you'll see and hear, understand it. You ain't gonna know what's going on. That's why we say Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And that's the thing, we're gonna be, Lord willing, we're gonna be patient and hey, get comfort from these scriptures. All right, it's something to lean on. When you got faith, you can trust in what is written because it's not of this world. It's of Yahweh outside. All right, and not everybody gonna have that. The same portion of the spirit to be able to, totally and all out believe. But not everyone also ain't everybody gonna be a prophet. It's the spirits of the prophets, subject to the prophets. And the Lord, it will say, Amos 3 verse 7, surely the Lord did nothing except he revealed his secrets unto the sons of his prophets. You're roughly paraphrasing. So starting with the elder apostles on down, hey, we got this report, this vision, and through the spirit of power of outside, we are able to see it, to receive it, and hey, and that's why we out here on the highway and byways, bringing it out.
It's like a repetitive thing. That's why you should be in this truth, meditating on this word day and night. You're going to really need it in your spirit, in your soul. In a minute, you might be somewhere you ain't got your word with you. You can't access your phone. Like, as you be in this word and keep hitting these precepts repetitively, you'll get locked up and you'll know them by heart. Like that movie Book of Eli, when they took the book from him, he still knew the book because he had read it so much. That's how it's got to be with us, in this truth, because they're going to probably, hey, like I said, the scripture said, cast you out your home. They're probably go 4 in the morning, snatch us up, interrogate us. So this thing got to be all the way in your spirit. It's got to be saturated in you, to where this is your walk of life. It's got to like I say, when you locked in, man, you got to think of precepts come to your mind. These devils got you handcuffed to a table. Like, man, what's this about? What's this Yahweh Bashal Shah stuff out here? What's this about? You've been on the I've been seeing you on the YouTube. What's that about?
That's the thing. Esau, pushing his agenda through all this witchcraft enchantments. You got. Hey, I've been there. We all been there at some point in time. We was off in the world. You got Jake out here listening to these rap songs to remember every damn word of a rap song, but they can't think. They don't know it's a couple precepts out of books. You know what I mean? And that's I got one Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 6. Folly is setting great dignity. All right, because that's all this place is. Folly and wickedness. All right, it's setting great dignity. And the rich setting a low place. All right, referring to the righteous. All right.
The apostles and elders on down. Right? They're rich in spirit, but worldly, they're not rich. That's why nobody knows who they are. They don't have status in this world. Only the hopeful elect know who those men are. Who in the house of David. That's why the scripture say, woe to them that's in the world of this earth. Because if you in the world, man, like I said, y'all, with some, Tupac me against the world, that ain't gonna profit you in the time, when Esau got you jammed up. Esau got you end up in a FEMA camp, trying to wonder why you ain't got, that experimental thing in you. Like, well, who is you? And then you ain't gonna have no cover. And you don't know you how about all the stuff. He ain't gonna fight on your behalf. He don't care about you. He didn't open you up to the truth.
That's why Romans 8 and 6, because it said for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because everything in the world is carnal. Right? So if you relying on carnal things just to save you, then that's gonna lead you to your death.
Let's go into Sirach chapter 5 verse 7. Make a turn to the Lord.
Yep.
And hey, that's what we push. Make no turn to the Lord. Repent. Fall in line, receive His word. That you have some kind of understanding of the times we're in, understanding of who's in control. How Bashim outside. All right, not one, like I say, not one sparrow fall out the sky. Not one sparrow drop without the Lord without making it happen. All right.
Yeah, they tarrying to meet the Lord. I'm up for watching these 2/3 tarry, So I'm gonna bring a precept. This is for the hopeful elect, man. We ain't even dealing with 2/3 anymore. If you ain't here now, hey, you just got to come the next go around. This is Matthew 10 and 18. And yes, you be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And that governors and kings talking about who's the mayors, because they the ones writing this legislation, to do these things to us, so it's them that's gonna be like, man, go round them up, interrogate them, question them, and try to persuade them to, go along with this global reset. And this is 19. It says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye should speak, for it should be given to you in that same hour ye should speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. So Yahweh Shashai just said this precept right here. When they give us up, and the people catch the teaching centers, hey, he gonna put a strong spirit on us to say what he wants us to say. He gonna kick in at that time, man. As I said, we gotta be like the spirit gotta be on scroll. It gotta be popping.
And that reminds me of the story where David and Goliath. Because David, how about I was shot you, David, but it was Yahweh that spoke to David, and he said, "I will cut your head off." He used David just to speak to the heathen, and that's what Yahweh shot gonna do when we get afflicted. He's gonna speak to us, okay, and he's gonna let the heathen know through us what he's gonna do to him.
Yeah, like see, and I think I like you brought that out. We gotta have the confidence of King David. Yeah? Like Dark say when he came to Goliath, he was like, man, who was this uncircumcised heathen? Like King David had that faith, that confidence. That's one thing we gotta get together right now. We gotta get our confidence in y'all about your shop. It's gotta be just overflowing. Like, man, what you gonna do to me now? Yeah. Like we gotta be interrogation thing. Like, what Esau? What you want, man? Hey, no, man, I didn't, man. What?
Just like say Revelation, we say. So when they breathed him back into great fear fell upon them and see him, hey, we out here telling Esau the end of Esau, telling, hey, it's like telling somebody, hey, telling somebody that knows they're gonna get the ass whooped, hey, you gonna get your ass whooped, and he knows it, and that's what we do.
That's what what's that in the book of Ezekiel? I want to say chapter 3 where it says, set your face against Mount Seir and prophesy against. That letting you know, like, hey, your kingdom is coming to an end.
So I got this. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children that saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So our people, man, they look for everything to comfort them but Yahweh Shah. They go to everything else, man. Then they overthinking like, everything's gonna go back to normal. What's with that scenario? They went participating in that event, thinking that's gonna, save them. And really, hey, you set yourself up for your destruction. They just gonna make what they did.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5. It said, thus says the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusted in man and make flesh in his arm, who heart departed from the Lord Yahweh by Shah.
You hear that? It made flesh. So you putting your hope in some man, some organization, anything outside of Yahweh Shah is going to fail you. Straight up.
That's why it said cursed be the man, because when those who went along with this pandemic, they got cursed after that. A lot of people, they caught that blood clot. Some people caught heart attack. All right, you were cursed after that because you didn't put your trust in the Lord Yahweh.
Caught them plays. Yep. They just talk about to come out.
Hey, curse be the man, trust the man. Curse be those who trust, the ways of the wicked. Jeremiah 17 verse 7 says, blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord, Yahweh Shah, and whose hope the Lord is. So, hey, all us brothers, son of the elder apostles, on that like my brothers, hey, we are putting our trust in the Lord, right? Showing our faith by our words, this way out here on the highways and byways, bringing out this word, because
what the Lord asked us to do.
Yeah. I got a quick one. This is 2 Chronicles 15 and 13. It says, whosoever will not seek the Lord Yahweh of Israel shall be put to death, where so small or great, man or woman. So, hey, man, if you ain't seeking the Lord, you trusting after seeking after Egypt, putting your trust in Egypt, hey, man, hey, you're going to get put to death, man. That's just written in the scriptures all through the book.
These say the pride of life, the lust of the eye, all that is of this world. This world will pass away.
There's only one salvation, and that's Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. That's the Lord of the elect, man.
And you can't say that we telling a lie, man. So like the evidence is out there. All you gotta do is just pop up, how many people that died behind this, this mandate. You got people that died, that fell out in the middle of a basketball game, football field, soccer. All because they went along with the mandate.
That's the thing. Like, think about the mindset. Like, people, they don't want to hear the truth because they can't believe, the answer, what it is. You know what I mean? They can't handle the truth. Yeah, you can't handle the truth. Just like, so I can say this. When I first got the truth, I heard some of these other camps that be, kind of going off. They making a video of the 613. I ain't watching that because ain't no way in hell I'll remember it and keep all 613 laws. You know what I mean? So
you got those groups that be trying to tell you, they can keep the law 100% perfect, but in actuality, we in a land where it goes every law that they pass goes against the laws of the Heavenly Father. So how can we keep it perfect?
I got a precept to go with Oculus brought out. This is Isaiah 30 and 2. Keep on going. That walk to go down into Egypt, and I'm going to ask in my mouth, I'm a prophet, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. This place is in the shadow of Egypt. And if you think, we BSing, pull out a $1 bill, look on the back of it. It has a pyramid. On the other side, they got like the eagle is in the shape of that phoenix right there. Same symbol you go to ancient Egypt, man. And they got the eye of Horus right there above that pyramid. This place is tailored after Egypt. That's why your modern day Pharaoh is Esau. Esau Edom. And I'm gonna read down to 3. Therefore said the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So everybody that went with like I said, that mandate, right now they look like a fool. Because now that doesn't stop, from it wasn't about that. And now it's out. Even they telling you it ain't about that, it don't work. So now you looking like a dang fool if you don't comply. You went down to Egypt, you comply with that scenario, and they lied to you like they always lie to you. Now you feeling dumb. And instead of them going back at Pharaoh, like, hey man, why'd you give me this? This ain't helping me. They gonna turn on the ones of us that didn't comply. So we gotta watch out for them, because they ain't. And they ain't gonna go against their master. They ain't gonna go against Pharaoh. They're gonna go against the people that's keeping the laws and commandments. Got the testimony of how about y'all shot.
Eve, most of the world that mindset like Eve, trusting in that serpent. That's why Scripture tell you. It's all right. Never trust thy enemy. All right, and Scripture clearly give you the characteristics of who the wicked are, what they do. The earth is given into their hand. All right. And you're gonna go down there and trust. You can go down there and trust in your oppressor, trust in the devils that the Bible speak of. Then, hey, you're gonna get what you got coming. As I say, judgment come from the Lord, man. If you don't trust the Lord, then hey, you're gonna be destroyed at the end. He might reserve you all the way up to that day. Them ICBM missiles hit. All right, make you think in your mind you're gonna be all right till 13 minutes until they touch down.
I'm gonna finish up with Isaiah 30 and 5. They were all ashamed of a people they could not profit them, nor be of help, nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. So now our people, we got a big group of our people feeling real dumb right now because they went to a people that helped them. They thought they was helping them to get over something, and it's coming out it was all lie. It was a big money scheme, and now they feeling ashamed. I just witnessed that yesterday. Now they feeling real dumb. Yup, they go different. You said earlier.
I say, hey, the so-called natives try to guide, but these devils come over here. Hey, they trust them when they give them damn blankets. And what happened? You know what I mean? They trust them when they signed that peace treaty. What happened? All right, again, the history, the characteristics of the wicked are there, and their track record will stay the same no matter how much they try to deceive you. Like say, become a crouch. All right, these devils is big time crouching these days. But in the back of their mind, hey, they would not be satisfied with blood.
Wars in their heart.
War in their heart, yeah.
Wars in their heart, man. We got a war coming on right now. And the war is coming against 12 tribes of Israel, and your speckled birds that's sprinkled in there. So this thing is coming, man. They're coming with war right now. Like you got war, rumors of war. They got war overseas coming, but the biggest war is gonna be right here in these borders, man. And the number one thing they're gonna attack is Yasser Al. Like I gotta get rid of these people, you know.
I got it quick. I'm gonna go ahead and read it again. This is Psalm chapter 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's that media. And that media, they doing all that candy talk, that smooth talk. Just do this, and we can go back to normal. Just do this, and you're going to get everything back. Do this. You know, you get on the plane, you go to restaurants, just do this. And that was that smooth talk, and everybody believed it. And now, hey, trying to find out you got lied to. So don't get mad at me. I tried to tell you before, don't listen to that damn devil. Now that they got their numbers, now it's wartime. Now I'm attacking the ones that didn't, you know, didn't go with my scenario. I'm about to jump on them. And see, we can't look to the 2/3 for no type of help. Because they're going to like, for them to get any type of comfort, Esau got to give them some type of, you know, some type of rep. So they go like, yeah, go get him. He's radical. He's a terrorist. You know, he speak out against the system. You know, they looking for that comfort. So then they comfort they looking for the comfort from Esau Edom. You know, the wicked man. That's where they looking to get comfort from. That's right. The only thing you're gonna give them comfort is delivering us up. You know, like because like now we talking, this ruins they plans, man. They looking to go back to normal. We out here telling them ain't no going back to normal. They like, I don't want to hear that. They want to hear the smooth words. Props out of me smooth words. Props out of me lies. The people want to hear that right now. They don't want to hear the truth.
I got a quick one right here for you. This is Revelation chapter 11, and I'm gonna start at 6. It said, these have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over water to turn them to blood and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. We were talking about earlier how you know, Bill Gates is talking about there's gonna be another plague. You know, there's gonna be another pandemic to get ready to come. So that's often as he will. So he has that power to at least you know, the biochemical weapon. All right, this is verse 7. And it says, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that is sending out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. In verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also the Lord Yahweh Yahushua was crucified.
Woo! Woo! You hear that? You know what I'm saying? Your dead body shall lay in the street, where our Lord and Savior, like I said, was crucified. And if you think about it, that's going into like places where he got they did an iconoclasm. You know, you look at here, this place right here, they talk sweet baby Jesus. They don't say nothing about Yahweh Yahushua. So his whole character was assassinated, slain, took over, and they attacked all his people, man. Put us, we've been oppressed, downtrodden, and they're looking to do it again.
And how is Israel as a whole been destroyed? Like you say, Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, when people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because these devils, well, I mean, the Lord turned his face on Israel, all right, but these devils have made it so hard, you know, to know the true names, Yahweh, Yahushua, all right, and the true, you know, they whitewash the images. So that's why they're talking about, you know, their dead bodies lying in the street, because we was all spiritually dead before, you know, the spirit come back on, you know, starting with the elder Abba Bivens on down, before the spirit entered back in, you know, we was on a spiritually dead state. You know, that's why I say, you know, where he will return to the world, you're going to return back into your old ways, you're going to be in that congregation of the dead, you know.
And I got there's another precept in verse 9. It's the Revelation 11 and 9. It says, and they of the people in kindred and tongue and nation shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So that's a future prophecy right there, where you're gonna see a lot of these wars getting popping off, and you're gonna see a lot of dead bodies in the street, to the point where it ain't gonna be no digging of graves to put them in the grave. Okay, so we're gonna be smelling dead bodies and so on and so forth, man. And that's the future prophecy right there. When World War III gets popping off.
That's we're gonna see. You ain't gonna have time, man. Everybody will be running in panic. Yep. It's gonna like war, man. You ain't got time to bury no dead bodies. You have military troops, suburban troops, UN troops chasing people down. good Jacob there. That's the time we're going into. It's gonna be great famine. There ain't gonna be no supermarkets. Go here and get something to eat, man. You got to live off the land. And really, you're gonna need your Habashah to feed you. You got to guide your steps in them times. That's why we're saying it's so, vital and important to getting this truth. Because if you ain't got that cover, you're not gonna make it.
Notice how it said,
It's gonna be like chase rope.
notice how it said 3 days and a half. Like that means it's like usually when you see a dead body, somebody can actually call the emergency and they pick their body up that very same day. These bodies gonna be laying there for 3 days and a half. Like really let that sink in. And really, and this is symbolic because it's not necessarily going to be 3 days and a half. This is symbolic that these bodies is going, they're going to rot over and decay. Most likely the birds and the pigs and other animals they're going to be roaming around and going to come around and eat those flesh.
They're talking about how the Lord has prepared a meal for the fowls of the air.
God, yep, that's it. Yep, that is. Yep.
And that's going to happen. It'll be dead body and everywhere. All right, 3 days and a half, again, going into that 350-year period where the Lord turned his face, removed that spirit, from Israel, all right, where, hey, the Lord removed that spirit from you, then you basically dead. Without that spirit, you're dead. After that set period, the Lord had put that spirit back on. We're seeing it, more and more as this word waking people up, through the spirit power how much outside.
The majority of them are spiritually dead. They're gonna be physically dead in a minute.
Yeah.
Because I'm just seeing it. Like Jake really ain't taking that warning. They think it's some BS.
And that's the thing. That's what the prophets do. On the highways and byways, prophesying. Hey, these are the tokens. These are the signs of the things that is said to come by the Lord. All right, by Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, prophets of old, these things will come before the coming of the Lord. All right, we know, certain things that are to come, rumors of wars and whatnot. And hey, we're seeing these tokens, these signs, and therefore we are, bringing it out, warning the sheep.
I got a quick one right here, but this go into what you was talking about, Kashan, because when we out here, we're trying to tell you, get back with the right with the Lord. We got to come in the spirit of David. Okay, this is Psalm chapter 28 and 3. It says, draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their heart. Okay, because all of those people that speak peace, that of course we're just talking about Esau Edom. You got the 2/3 J that follow along with Esau Edom. They're gonna also be trying to speak peace with you, but turn around and lead you right to mischief. Okay, so those are the people they're gonna lead right to death.
That's basically. It seems like more. Hey, there's a lot of people that like that, at the job, whatever, they be talking on live stream, then next thing you know, they in the office snitching on you or something, and people are faking shit these days, and then you got emotions. People are way too damn emotional. You get into it with somebody over something, hey, next thing you know, he gonna go, throwing hands or whatever. You can't take rebuke. Everybody's right in their own mind. Everybody thinks they're good. Hey, the Lord, hey, he about to bring down that
that great rap right there, man. You got a lot of people that they don't recognize what true love is. True love is constructive criticism. Okay, and you got a lot of people don't understand the difference between that. Once you get on to somebody, you tell them, hey man, you going off, man. You need to get your you need to get your act together. And they'll turn around and snitch on you, or get you in trouble. I'm gonna say that Connor told me a story about that.
That's how you learn too.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a learning. It's a learning in progress every day. You get some smart ass dude that think you know everything. Hey, you ain't know everything. All right, ain't none of us know everything. All right, your side. Hey, they know everything. We just learn as we go. And whatever the Lord gives us the ability to increase on. But we are rooted. Once we come to this word, we are rooted in this truth. All right, and at the end of the day, that, as I said, Isaiah 33 verse 6, wisdom and knowledge gonna be still at that time. Straight salvation, the fear of the Lord is our treasure. You know, and that's what it is.
All right, then come back, get back what we talked about. We talk about the 2/3 a whole lot. We're gonna come with Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that all that land, said the Lord, two parts therein shall be cut off and die. But the third shall be left therein. So that's why we call them 2/3, according to that scripture right there. Majority of Israel is about to be cut off, man. They're gonna die in this thing called Jacob's trouble. They're not going to make it. And what we just said through this lesson, the reason they're not going to make it is because they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shah. They don't follow out the laws and commandments. They don't have the testimony of Yahweh Shah. That way, they are unworthy. They don't have his spirit. They are unclean. He's not going to put an unclean thing in a clean thing. What's going on right now is Yahweh Shah is doing a cleansing process. You know, the kingdom of heaven is going to be clean. Therefore, for you to be in, your garment has to be clean. Your mind has to be renewed. If you have not renewed your mind, if you not come back to Yahweh Shah, you do not qualify for salvation. Therefore, he's going to deliver you to the hands of Esau Edom, who's going to do the Lord's bidding and putting you to death. And you have to be reborn again into the kingdom. And I'm going to bring verse 9, which is going to bring all that full circle. And it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined. It will try them as gold is tried. They should call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say it is my people, and they should say the Lord is my Yahweh. You hear they say they should call on my name. So it's a cut to all these groups talking about the names don't matter. Or somebody there talking about you can holler out sweet baby Jesus and think you're going to be saved. Because right there they're showing you ain't got the covenant of Yahweh Shah. You weren't blessed with getting his true name. Therefore, you don't qualify. So we'll be looking at this is a sifting. Esau doing a sifting, but bigger, Yahweh Shah is doing a sifting. He's trying to see who got the spirit of him, who got the knowledge of him. You know, who qualifies for salvation, who don't. That's what we're going into. And we're getting to a part where it's going to be the last call for alcohol. You know, the time of liberty to get this truth is coming at hand. You know, so it like we said earlier, you should not make no tarry for meeting the Lord. Because now he about to, like the apostle say, he about to turn up. The destruction is coming. Jacob's trouble hit. If you ain't got the truth, that's it for you, man. You had the opportunity to get it and you didn't. So you're gonna get what you deserve.
I got a quick one to back you up, man, because when the ox brought out and the third shall be tried in the fire, that fire is symbolic to trials and tribulation. So this is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. And it says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in a time of trouble. Okay, so those are the people, those are considered the 2/3, I mean the 1/3 right there, because whenever they deal with the trials and tribulations, they're not going to make haste in a time of trouble. So that's how you know who's the 1/3 and who's the 2/3. And it said in verse 3, and it said, and this is what the 1/3 is pretty much going to do, and it said, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou may be increased in thy last end. Yeah, I don't want to bring that as a side note, because that basically proves that when you're in the trials and tribulations, that proves that, you know, the spirit of Yahweh is on you, because you keep on pushing and you keep on taking heed to this word.
Like you brought that out, because we about to go through the biggest trial and tribulation we ever been through on the face of this planet. It's like the biggest test ever.
We got one real quick. Matthew chapter 13, verse 16. The words of Yahweh, he say, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Right.
All right. So, hey, you know, you gotta really understand that to be able to hear this and gain the understanding, to be able to have that vision and see it. It's all through the spirit of God. How about some outside? And it's a very beautiful thing, a very humbling thing, because you got people out here that, hey, the Lord give them over, like, you know, to a reprobate spirit, or give them over to some wickedness or folly or whatever. All right, and you know, to be able to see this, hear it, and hey, that's very comforting. It's like the words of the spirit, it comforts you. All right, and in these times we're gonna come into without that comfort, without, you know, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the Lord dealing with you, it's gonna be very detrimental for your health. You know?
That's the salvation. If you gotta have eyes to see, you gotta have a vision to see it. You gotta have ears to hear it, because that's how you gotta be taught. But really, you seeing the vision of the report and hearing it and believing on it, that's what's gonna lead to your salvation right there.
Sister Brother Sadat, get this one, Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastures according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. You know, so the other apostles on down, a lot of my brothers, hey, that's how we got in, you know, through the Spirit. The Spirit led us to this word. And, you know, we was all seeking, you know, seeking that light. And we couldn't find it. And, hey, when we found it, we found it. Hey, we didn't turn back. You know, we said, man, this is it. I know that, just speaking for myself, when I first started hearing the truth, you know, the brothers, I was just grinning ear to ear, man. It's like they did something, you know, you feel that butterflies, you know.
Yeah, that's part of that sifting process. You know, everybody's not getting led to the house today, to the process of the GMA. Everybody ain't on that same path. A lot of people still caught up in the word, you know, waiting on, you know, little baby to drop his next, you know, song or something like that. Everybody's still not paying, even though you should be paying attention. I know I would be with all this stuff going on. You look at the majority of Jakes and they're still following father, still chasing the bag, still going to business as usual. You know, that shows they don't have eyes that can see, nor do they have ears that can hear. You know, and that it's gonna lead to that destruction because they're gonna lack the knowledge they need once this devil kick in with great wrath. And like we just talked about it earlier, I brought up with that article. Bill Gates is he up here telling you what he about to do. So you know the wrath is coming. You know, but they're not paying attention. So when they get caught off guard, they can't be looking like, man, you know, I got left out here, ain't nobody looking for me. You had the time, and you really everybody got this truth. They just did you attain to it, or you cast it behind you. Like Doc just said, we seen it, resonated, got on in. They seen it. I mean, these niggas is crazy. They is black people Israelites, man. They some terrorists. I'm gonna go back to this from Geno Jennings.
Yeah.
You know,
I got a quick one right here. So this is John chapter 7, and I'm gonna start in verse 37. And it says, in the last day, that great day of the feast, Yahweh stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. Okay, and they're going back, and they come about repenting, man, coming back to the ways of Yahweh. All right, and he said in verse 38, he that believeth on me, as the scriptures has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay, so that precept right there is talking about, you know, you come to the prophet and you talk, and when we speaking this doctrine, when we speaking according to the scriptures, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. That's we're guiding you to come back to Yahweh Shah. Right? In verse 39, it says, but this faith he of the Spirit which they that believe on him to receive, for the Holy Ghost was not yet given, because that Yahweh Shah was not yet glorified. Many of the people, therefore, when they heard it said of the truth, it is the prophet.
That's why a lot of yours brothers, and I speak myself, hey, you know, you can't really talk to these people in the world because they all diarrhea at the mouth of carnal shit. You know, you got, you know, some out here trying to, you know, freestyle rap, but hey, the living waters is the precepts of the Bible. It's true. Again, you know, and you got people out here that they can sit there and talk up a fucking storm for 10 hours straight about nothing that matters. A whole bunch of carnal BS, you know.
It ain't gonna profit.
Psycho battle, yeah.
Psycho battle, yeah. I've never been good at that psycho battle, man.
It is not gonna profit you either. Everything they saying, speaking about, gonna come to naught. It don't profit you nothing. It don't lead to salvation. It ain't no royalty talk, no king talk. That's why I don't like talking to a lot of people in the world, because they ain't talk about nothing. Everything they talk about is it's all vanity. Like King Solomon said, vanity. It's all for nothing. So you done talk for 2 hours straight about absolutely nothing.
And then back in the day,
nothing of substance came out your mouth.
Back in the day, you get one of them conversations with someone, and after it's over, you don't remember a goddamn thing about what you just said, and you feel like you just got hit the head, feel dumb. You know what I mean? It's like these people,
man, you just wasted your life.
The demons on these people trying to suck that life from you.
Know? Like the always say, they come to that north side logic. Yeah. Some nigga gang street talking. I'm looking like street. That's over with. You know, that's why the streets is stuffing the hardest right now. Like Lil Ray Ray can't sell little dime sacks no more. You go to dispensaries with that.
That's all Esau's Esau's agenda anyway.
God, but that's over with. They still trying to, I'm not getting out here. Like, shit, you done got, hey, the prophets done ate your, walked your butt down, man. Little little TT, all that thug life, that shit is obsolete now. You know, that's gonna lead to your death.
It actually remind me of a time where, like, they say you go out of town for about a year or so, and you come back to your old homies, and they still have the same conversation you had 10 years ago.
Yeah, no growth. Yeah.
Esau world, how you stuck, man. How you hit a certain point, and then you stuck.
Like the family.
Yeah.
You know my family. I got family who was 56 years old still talking about on the set, cuz like they're still doing the same thing. When I was like a young dude, I'm like, man, you ain't taught a good rat yet. You ain't taught to get burnt yet. Like, man, it's like madness to me, man. Like I said, they doing the same thing, man.
It's
40
like,
plus years.
it's like that hamster on the little wheel. Esau put you on that wheel and you won't even know. You know, he's doing this circle.
Man, get off of that
Like
sucker.
As I said, that psychopath, man, that hamster on the wheel right there. It's just going in circles.
You gotta get off of that, man.
In our life, you know, outside the truth, you know, we got families, kids, and jobs, whatever. It's kind of the same thing. You know, in order to maintain in the society that we are in right now, we have to, you know, jump on that wheel every now and then. But these people out here, hey, they don't jump on.
Yeah,
man.
we gotta comfort. We going to the house. We go in the house and we get fed, we get comforted. You know, the Lord sups with us. So that keeps us good. They don't have that. They on that wheel. That's why really, like you said, they getting exhausted. I'm looking, that's what they call it worker burnout. Why all these resignations, people are tired.
That's why
And they ain't got no comfort. They don't know where to go. They just running on the wheel and get hit with more unrighteous decrees. War, it's wearing them out. It's wearing them out, man. They don't know where to go. They weary. They ain't getting these living waters. They ain't getting that. See, we get that water, man. We go right to, hey, we take a break. We take a break at the living waters. You know, you get that water, you know, you back rejuvenated. Okay, I can run some more. You know what I'm saying? They don't get that. They just run. They ain't got no living water. And they like to say, the hamster, they ain't got that little water thing, the little drip. They don't have that. They just running around. And they ain't got no food. And just like their hamster gonna die without that, hey, they gonna die too. Like what's about to happen to them?
Yeah, no water, no food going in the scriptures, you know what I mean? I got one real quick. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, everything that these devils are doing with their system that's set in place.
I gotta get that.
And they shall be given into his hand. All right, the set times given to these devils' hand, just until a time and dividing the time. So, hey, this short season is gonna run its course, and we know at the very end. As I said, Revelation 12, verse 12, that devil about to come down that great wrath, because he knows he have but a short time.
They behind the clock. They got to throw Hail Mary. The devil really running behind. And that's I can see it's gonna lead to more anger. Because this stuff ain't working like it's supposed to. They used to be able to sit back, drink their little coffee, go golfing, and they plan this went through, you know, all the way complete. Now they getting like little pit stops, and you know, the little wisdom is gone. Now they going right. Hold up, we only got 60%. You know, this man, what's going on, Johnson? They probably people getting fired, probably knocking people off, like you ain't doing your job right.
That doomsday clock is ticking, Esau.
Hey, how they still out here? Hold up, they still out here doing this and that? What? They ain't scared no more.
That's why excuse
say. They probably calling Bill up like, hey man, you on the top block, man. You said that we would be at this numbers at this time. Yeah. We're lagging back 16%. You got to kick in with something else. Hey, man, what more diseases you got? Throw it out there. What you waiting for? You know, they on their, 7th heart transplant? You know what I'm saying? And they dying. You know what I'm saying? Like 120 years old. They back all decrepit.
They got that dude.
They better hurry up and get it going.
They got that dude in the fucking iron lung. Like, what the
Yeah, you know, like, you better
I
speed
would have
this up.
shot that dude in the head the first time. You know what I mean? Hey, he can't see it. You know what I mean? Hey, that's how that, I mean, you think about it. That's how they treat everybody else. They don't care they live it down. Why the hell they even put some evil in the iron lung? You know what I mean? Because that's Esau for you, know?
I got a question right here to back y'all up. This is Isaiah chapter 10 in verse 1. It said, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless.
Woo, there you go. Who is that? That fit us perfectly, man. We got the most fatherless, you know what I'm saying? We the most poor and needy. And now you thought they did unrighteous things before. Oh, wait till they come with phase two. It's gonna really kick in. You know, you can't go here, you can't do this unless you got this. You know, and we seen that already. They already tried to bomb a block and talking about, you know, you can't go in the store, you can't eat. They wanted to get to where you can't go to the grocery store unless you got, you know, present your little, you know, your card, your proof. You know what I'm saying? Now they're gonna come with it even harder, man. And then that's gonna lead to sedition of men, gonna lead to riots, gonna lead to bloodshed, and then this martial law kick in. Then the devil can do all he want to do. Constitution out the window. The Constitution is suspended.
They don't turn the eye towards them devils right there.
And at the end of the day, that Constitution is just like that fiat money, that paper money. At the end of the day, it ain't shit but paper.
Man, it's going out the window. Yep. It's going right out the window. Then they're going to Rex 84 King Alfred on display.
When they roll with that one world government, you know, hey, when they really get it going, they're going to be what a Constitution of America. Hey, we're not it's one world now, you know what I mean?
The new founding fathers have taken over.
Yeah.
And according to that, your skin is brown in this paper bag. Report to the FEMA Center.
Yeah.
At once. You know, if you're of this descent, or this descent, you know, you got to be rounded up.
Yeah.
You know,
you out there on the highways and byways preaching the word. We come for you.
Those are terrorists.
Yeah.
Those are terrorists of the state. Do not listen to them. They got this and got that.
Because it's that to say, I don't want to push you. But pulling down the strongholds, you know, our warfare is not part of the body through the Most High. It's just about pulling down strongholds, you know, roughly paraphrasing, you know, and that's what it is. You know, this word, you know, through the spirit power of Shah is destroying this place. It's all prophecy, and the destruction will really take place when the Lord starts these kings' heart, the Medes, at least the flock, Israel, and all them. They start sending them ICBMs, and then hey, they coming over here, you know.
I want to hear, but they start sending ICBMs, they're gonna start rounding people up in FEMA camp.
Yeah.
You know, that's gonna go down. They gotta subdue the people. You know, they came with that little scenario at first to kind of see the reaction. Now they're gonna come with the real game plan. You know, and the majority of our people ain't ready for that at all. It's gonna hit them blindsided. I'm gonna hit this with this Philippines 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is Yahweh which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So what we're supposed to be doing right now, man, what you should be doing is working out your salvation with fear and trembling. Which is get, like I said earlier, getting these living waters, getting fed with his word, listen to the pastors he done set out, starting with the apostles and elders on down, and man, and eating up this supper that you got. Because you're gonna need to get fat. You're gonna need to be fat, you're gonna need to be armored up when these devils come with their, you know, their military and start trying to, you know, shake you out the truth, trying to take your crown, trying to what they call it re-education, you know, set you down. You need to be re-educated. Let me tell you about this and tell you about that. How you feel now?
I got a right here for y'all. Write this down. This is a precept off the comic board. So it's part of the job being Yahweh. It's Psalm chapter 37, and I'm starting verse 7. It says, "Rest in the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prosper in his ways, because of the man who brings his wicked device to pass." And it says, "Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself, and wise to do evil. For the evildoer shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, shall inherit the king of Salaka, shall inherit the earth."
Hear that? Hey, don't fret the evildoers. The evildoers about to go do their thing right now. Like I said, it's coming. It's coming down the pipeline phase 2. You know, he said, put our trust in who? That's what we try to tell you. You got to put your trust in Yahweh, you know, fully.
If your way is pleasing the Most High, then he making enemies be at peace with you.
I got it. I'm gonna back you up with that one. Now, this is Psalm chapter 119 and verse 9. And it says, wherewithal shall a young man please his way by taking heed thereto according to thy word. Okay? So basically going back to what the doctor said, man, taking heed to this word. And one of the and taking heed to the word is putting your trust in Yahweh Bashim Shah.
I had a
It made me think of another too.
All right, this is First Thessalonians 5 and 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. So we are children of the day. We in the daytime, man. We can see. We got eyes. We see this. The 2/3, they're in the dark. That's why they're blinded. They're the children of the night. They're gonna be put to death because they have no vision, man. This thing's gonna hit them. They don't see it coming, and therefore they're gonna be caught up in it. You know. So us of the day, we're supposed to have that faith and that love that Yahweh Shah is going to save us. Which I'm gonna go to 9. For Yahweh have not appointed us to wrath, but to attain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. So he didn't. Yahweh Shah ain't set this wrath out, this Jacob's trouble for us. You know. He doing this to try us, you know, to see if we got that faith and that love. So this is to set us up. This is to give us that salvation. This is to deliver us, you know. The ones of us that got the hope and the love, the testimony, and for the 2/3, this is for their destruction. This is their reward for going off, for not listening, being disobedient and spread wickedness like, you know, Esau Edom, you know. That's for them being deceived. You know, so that shows there's 2 classes of Israelites, man. It's the children of the day and it's the children of night, you know. So you got to decide right now. We're in the deciding point. Which one you gonna be, man? You gonna be in children of the day? You gonna be children of the night? But what you gonna do? You know, the Most High already know what you're gonna do. You just don't know what you're gonna do. So hey, if you know, like I know, hey, you better seek the Lord fear and trembling, man, because this thing about to be, hey, it's about to be catastrophic. And I don't want that smoke with Yahweh Shah. So I'm about to get in there and do my best to be in the good graces. That's why we're here now on the highway ahead. We seek salvation. We see the destruction. You know, 2/3, they don't see it. They still out there, you know, doing the thank leg, and, you know, they think it's all good.
I gotta push it right here, man. I can find out that we are children of the day. Okay, so this is John chapter 15 and 3. And it said, now ye are clean through the words which I have spoken unto you. So those are the children of the day. All right, and it said verse 4. And it said, abide in me and in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except if it abide in the vine. Okay, no more can ye except ye abide in me. Verse 5. I am the vine, and ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bring forth much fruit. But without me, ye can do nothing. Okay, so that's why that goes back to Proverbs 3 and 5. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not onto thy own understanding. So if you're an individual out here that's leaning on your own understanding, then you're not a part of that vine. And the vine is Yahweh Shah, the only begotten son that the Heavenly Father sent to die for our sins.
Hey, this precept, Jeremiah Gabar, Shalom, you brought a good precept that we talked about earlier. I should have got it earlier. This is Sirach 33 and 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree. So when we talked about earlier how the foolish on that hamster wheel, and they just spinning and spinning. That is good to spot on right there, man. That is them. It said the foolish is like a cartwheel. So they just go round and round, like you say all the time. The hokey pokey turn, you say they just going in circles. You know, they ain't got no relief. They don't know where to go, and they gonna be turning like that as soon as the devil come down with them swords in their hand, with them M16s, and put them to death. You know, because they ain't gonna know what to say, what to do. They're gonna just be caught unawares. And you know, hey, they don't even know who the enemy is, man. It's like a deer playing with some cheetahs or something. Just go right to them.
They about to get their judgment. Hey, the Lord he the true puppet master. He got everybody on the string. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, because they don't know who their enemies are. They gonna go, when the tanks and MRAPs run down the street, they gonna run to the enemy. But they ain't got no food. They gonna run to them. Military gonna be like, you know, report to the convenience center, the convention center. You'll be, you know, house, food, If you supplements for you gonna go in there, they're gonna shut the doors. And man, they're gonna get the yakking on Jake, man. It's the Jake that know better.
I got a for you. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. And it says, a wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Yeah, also when he that is a fool walked by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he said to everyone that he is a fool. Okay, so right there with the Oculus theology is backing him up, and he says, yeah, also when he that is a fool walked by the way, his wisdom fails him. Okay, so that means when you're not taking heed to the word, you ain't no understanding, you have no wisdom. And it said, and he said to everyone that he is a fool. Then go back to what the sergeant brought out. You know, they doing that hokey pokey dance right there. Like everybody, you doing stuff that makes you look like a fool. So you telling everybody that's what you are.
Right. You said get off the top and click the button, man. They just did man. You damn fool. And they still circling. Right. You know what? The 5th round, the 4th round. Yeah. I'm like, man, hey, that's these people through. They're done. Like, why? Like, you know it don't work, but you still, you know, they say, get your other one. You out there pulling it up again. Come on, man.
I got a couple real quick just to go into, you know, at the times in and what, you know, how we know. So I'm going to start at 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and right now Esau's reigning, right, at the end of the world. You know, he's in power. That word world there is ion. It goes into an age. So Esau is going to be the end of this age, and Jacob, the beginning of it that follows. Jacob referring to Israel. That's going to be the kingdom established, you know, under Yahushua in Christ. I'm going to drop down to verse 18 and read through 20. So, and it said, behold, the days come that I will draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. All right, hey, you know, these devils, you know, there was a set point in time where the affliction of Zion was to be fulfilled, but hey, these devils kept that perpetual hatred, you know, and just like I say, you know, Ezekiel they had that perpetual hatred, and has not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You know, roughly paraphrasing. It said, and when the world, which is the whole world, that shall begin to vanish away, shall be finished. All right, and we in those times couldn't say, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see all together. And the seals of these books through the spirit have been broken, so the elder apostles on down, and it's going out through the firmament, through the internet. All right, that's another token. We right here at the end, because as I said, Matthew, you know, preach the gospel of the kingdom, and then shall the end come. You know,
it's going out to 4 corners, but in 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. It's everywhere now. You got brothers on every continent. Truth is going out, you know. So the warning is going out. The Most High is giving out a warning, like, you know, basically like he going into a building, like, I'm about to shoot this mug up. Anybody value their life? I advise you to get out now. That's basically what he's saying. So he's saying, get out of this philosophy, get out of this way of thinking, get out of Esau's way of living. Because if you got that covering of you, hey, I'm about to go ahead and lay you out. Because he hate Esau. So if you got the stench of Esau on you, hey, he about to take you on out.
That precept, they made me think of that precept, man. The prudent man foresees the evil coming and hides himself.
I was thinking of rise ye in the heart.
Yeah. Did my computer again? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm probably this. This is Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We're going into some evil days, man, evil times right now. And circumspectly goes in the circle. You know, all around. You got to be looking around, man. You got to be watching. We're on the eve of destruction right now. You know, we going into heavy times right now. And it says, 17, wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Like we said, you got to have that truth in. You got to have a testimony. How about Yahweh? And 18. And be not drunk with the wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. So they're going to what I said earlier. You got to have the Spirit of Yahweh Shah beaming on you, beaming in you. You know, if you drunk on this Babylon juice, it goes into America's lifestyle. Hey, the Most High gonna lay you out. Any drunkenness you catch, he gonna lay you out, man. Due to the wicked people, he may Esau, or he might just starve you to death, or you might get pestilence, or whatever your judgment might be. You know, so he said, redeeming the time. You gotta know what time it is. You hear this saying all the time. You know what time it is? Right now, hey, it's the time of Yahweh Shah. And he about to search out the nation of Israel. You know,
At the time in the season.
exactly. So this season now is what they call that? The depopulation agenda. This is time to knock numbers off, man. So war. Yep, time for war. So hey, you gotta our time wake out of sleep. Our salvation is coming near. You know, you need to have His word in you. The Spirit of Yahweh Shah. Your oil need to be, burning. Light your lamp up. You need to be on fire for this truth. You need to turn up. Devil turning up. We gotta turn up. You know, because we coming into them times. So with that being said, man, we hope this has been edifying. You know, we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakatah. DTA my ball, baby. From Yasharala. Hey, keep the faith, Yasharala. You almost about her.
A lot of them precepts has not been